In other words, I will never, ever, ever be allowed to be the change I wish to see in the world. And Oma Hum Vajra Guru Padma Siddhi Hum. In my stupid, idiotic, and dumb goals and aspirations and dreams I've had for 10 years. Before I had cancer, while I had cancer, and now during remission, to keep a system with processes in place and a mystery, a secret, a gift of stimulation and reward as consciousness. Instead of parks with no needles and no tents and no feces where the kids use a playground to swing. Jazz and blues clubs with music and sound other than how are you feeling? What's your mood? What color are you today? How are you? And everyone continues. And everyone builds what's been decided as what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Gandhi, and Thich Nhat Hanh talked about with their struggles for freedom. Giving their patients, those psychiatric, psychological, mental health providers, a home designed from experiments done on lab rats and monkeys at a university where they got to be doctors and professionals, social workers, elders, wisdom speaking poets about culture and diversity, artistic behavior, and social, religious community in the Pacific Northwest, Capitol Hill, Seattle, Pacific Ocean, beaches and coffee shops and broken windowed businesses, where the anarchists agree with the psychologist and the psychiatrist. There needs to be better limits and control over the government who's making all of these problems for them, they, this, who are, who, them, a, are, ungovernable. And unlike a Rain Man who doesn't get bothered, all a human can do has to do with repetition to prepare for a novelty provided by a husky cougar governor and their city council mayor, who figured out how to lock up a wild and crazy Arizona teenager who thought Seattle was pretty and beautiful after September 11th in 2001, and film studies and mathematics, and eventually psychology and neurology and neuroscience were a better choice of economics than a restaurant job at Pyramid Ale House by Safeco Field and Quest Field and CenturyLink Field and the Event Center and the Sounders, where all the technology, engineers, rich surgeons, and well-paid nurses go with their partners and gender-neutral husbands and wives they met on the internet website, where they post about Facebook and argue against Amazon and say on Twitter all about what needs to get done to get rid of all of the mess they see on the planet they say called Earth, with all of the heat and the fire Greta Thunberg proclaims as climate change. Now, the end.